What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today is part 2 of dead YouTube channels. No, these YouTubers have not died. They simply have fallen off, or maybe not have fallen off. I don't know. That's what I'm going to be doing in today's video, is ranking them where I think they place on a scale of definitely fallen off, fell off a lot, somewhat fell off, barely fell off, didn't fall off at all, and I've put all the ones that I really don't know what happened to them in the bottom there, as you can see. So yeah, today's a follow-up to a video that I made roughly a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks ago. So let's just get right into it with our first dead YouTuber, but they're not really dead. Let's start out with our first YouTuber, Jacksepticeye. Now, Jacksepticeye has had a huge presence on YouTube in his time. One of the most influential creators of all time, at least in the YouTube field. I think he's on the same caliber as Barely Fallen Off. Yes, he has, you know, met his peak. Relevancy wise, he's still very relevant. He's still growing in subs. Is he at the same level that he used to be? No. But I think he's kind of where PewDiePie is right now. He's kind of got the same career path as PewDiePie. He's here. He's still living. He's not really falling off. Next up is Jake Paul. This one may be a controversial answer and also a controversial person in general. Jake Paul, I think, is at the height of his career. Is he the greatest person? Heck no, not by any means. He's richer than he's ever been with his boxing career, and he's actually shown a little bit of success, which is, you know, more success than we've seen him have on YouTube. So I'm gonna go all out and say that Jake Paul, YouTube-wise, has fallen off. But career-wise, he's only gonna be going up from here because he's got that mouth and he loves to run it and people love to listen to it. And that's just how the cookie crumbles. Next up is James Charles. I'm gonna go ahead and throw him at the definitely fallen off, you know, with the grooming allegations. You know, that doesn't come lightly, and that doesn't keep you in the public eye by any means. Next up is JoJo Siwa. JoJo Siwa definitely has fallen off, but when you take a look at her career now, she's kind of on a Jacksepticeye path. Had a very high career and is now kind of just flatlined and is just making content. I see her on Snapchat all the time. I don't ever watch them because I don't really care much for JoJo Siwa, but she's on there and she's doing her thing. I'm gonna put JoJo Siwa up here. It somewhat fell off. Next up is Keemstar. I don't actually know what's happening to Keemstar. I thought he was retiring like a year ago, but he never did. I don't know if he actually did or not. I don't know what happened to him. He's just kind of fallen off the face of the planet, but I still see him every now and then, so I don't really know what's going on. I really don't know. I'm gonna throw Keemstar up here with JoJo Siwa. Next up is Leafy is Here. I think this is one of the biggest fall from graces we've ever seen. He was a controversial YouTuber back in the day, but very popular, but I don't really know what went down. He just left. I would like to dive into the Leafy story because that's one of the YouTubers on here that I know a lot of people know a lot about, but I just don't know anything about him. So I'm gonna smack him up here. Definitely fell off. He's had one of those career paths that just did like that. Next up is Morgs. Morgs' mum. All of that stuff, yeah. Morgs, he's fallen off. I mean, the guy, I don't even know what happened to him. He used to make content. I actually used to watch him, and then he went to the whole, like, childish content, and nobody liked it. Everybody dogged him for it, and now I don't even know what he's doing. I really don't know. He kind of got pushed off the platform in a way. Next up is Markiplier. I have nothing to say for this. I think we can all agree that Markiplier, despite the height of his career being in like 2015, he's still at the height of his career. I mean, the dude just got finished in space with Markiplier, came back, uploads literally daily, goes and films a movie for like 2 months, and is now back to uploading consistently. This dude does not stop. He's not falling off at all. I think he's in another peak in his career, actually. Next up is Ryan Higa. Ryan Higa has, I'm not even gonna waste my time. We all know what happened to Ryan Higa. He definitely fell off. There's no debating it. Next up is Shane Dawson. I think that's his name. I really don't know. I see a lot of people up on this list that I'm like, okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm literally just gonna go ahead and give a brief explanation of all the people that I think have definitely fallen off, or at least a few of them. First up, I think Shane Dawson has 100% definitely fallen off. Smosh. I'm actually gonna put them at Barely Fallen Off. I'm lying to myself here. Let's do like that. Next up is Report of the Week. I love this guy. I love Report of the Week. I can't stand to see his trajectory fall off like it did, but I absolutely love him. Report of the Week, he's fallen off a lot. David Dobrik, I don't know. I'm gonna put David here, barely fallen off. Yes, he's not at the same caliber that his career used to be, but every time he uploads on YouTube, which isn't a lot, gets a lot of views and people remember him. Next up is Tobuscus. I want to do a video on Tobuscus. I think that would be super interesting, just telling his story. I'm pretty sure he got caught in the midst of a few allegations that, you know, tarnished his career and kind of forced him off YouTube. I mean, he's one of those guys that has just like, he's definitely fallen off. There's no doubt about it. Next up is SkydoesMinecraft. I really want to do a video about him as well. He's also fallen off a lot. I think that his career was on a very, very high note and then he just fell off, made that diss track against KSI. I don't even know what he's doing anymore, but he's fallen off a lot. No doubt about it. Deji, somewhat fallen off. He's fallen off a lot. We've got 3 left. I think Tfue has fallen off, definitely. The peak of his career was one of the most impressive gaming paths I've ever seen. He was the biggest Fortnite player in the world. He was in FaZe, and then he got into some FaZe drama, and that is like a cancer for anybody in the gaming community. If you're in FaZe, sorry, your career is inevitably going to fall off. Same for Rice Gum, but he wasn't in FaZe. He just hit a wall and then never came back. I don't even know what happened to Rice Gum. I'm going to throw these 2 up here, and our final guy, CallMeCarson. I love Carson. What he did was kind of messed up. Exploiting fans, underage fans, for your own sexual gain, not cool. But he has apologized and, you know, tried his best to make up for his mistakes. And he's back on YouTube. And I tend to watch some of his videos whenever they come out, and I think they're funny. It's not the same though, because it's not the same group, and it definitely doesn't have the same feel. And of course, there's a bad taste left in your mouth from what he did. So to wrap things up with this video and to give the final verdict on Carson, I think that CallMeCarson has somewhat fallen off. And with that being said, here is the final list of YouTubers that have fallen off. That took a little bit. This video probably won't be that long, maybe 6 to 8 minutes, I don't know. So yeah, thank you all for watching. If you agree, tell me you agree. If you disagree, tell me why, and we can talk in the comments. I'd love to discuss with you guys. But don't forget, if I like your comment, you may just be shouted out in the next one. Thank you. Goodbye.